You should never say that you could do something better in someone else's shoes because you don't know if you can. If you were in someone else's shoes, maybe you do something different. Could be better or worse, but you never really know. But when you're living someone else's life, when you're in their shoes, you'd feel the same pain or struggle or happiness and feelings and emotions that they have. But maybe you see another side of joy that you never really thought of, or maybe you never seen a struggle that you never thought of before. But if you had gone into someone else's shoes, you'd act your own way. You wouldn't act their way because you don't really have their lessons that they've learned over life. You'd have your own, and maybe if you went into someone else's shoes and you'd have all their memory, so you use the lessons too, but you still would act in your own way, if that makes sense. But to truly understand or to truly be in someone else's shoes, you'd probably have to be born as them. Forget all your life before you and be born as them, to start fresh. And that's the only way you could be in someone else's shoes. You can't have all the past memories of your own life and then be in someone else's shoes, because then you just act your own way and you wouldn't act the way they would. But you'd still understand what they've gone through. But to truly be in someone else's shoes, you'd have to be born as them, because then you won't have anything to base it off of. You wouldn't have your own life, to your own lessons. You wouldn't apply it to theirs, So when you're born as them, you're in their shoes and you'd act the same way and make the same actions that they had, because that's all that's all you would do, because you wouldn't have anything to base it off of. You wouldn't have your own life lessons or your own struggles to judge what to do. So if you're born as them, you basically would have the same life. Because you grow up as them, and you make the same choices because that's how life goes. You pretty much would have the same life. Because if I were to go to be in someone else's shoes, I'd just act the way I would and maybe do things differently, and I'd still do everything my way. But that's it. But